Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stewart Middle School Technology Studio. Mr. Wyrick here with my awesome sixth graders. It is first period. It is Wednesday. Caden's on camera. We got Bradley on director. And what are we talking about today? The 3D printer. You know it. Let's take a look at what's printing. Right now, our 3D printer, Black Panther is what I named it. It's a Dremel 3D40 3D printer. Pretty high-end consumer-grade 3D printer. Pretty nice. It is printing a chess pawn right now. And if we stick around for another 4 minutes, you're going to see that pawn finish up. So what you see right now is the extruder head is kind of pivoting back and forth, and it's printing this pawn layer by layer until it gets all the way to the top of the print. And it just does one thin layer of plastic at a time as it's going. So I'm going to ask the director, how does it sound? Does our audio sound good? I'm getting the thumbs up, so we are rocking and rolling. Let me show you what the filament looks like. This is what the 3D printer actually uses to turn into your prints. It uses a spool of kind of thin thread. It looks like string trimmer thread, kind of, but it's called filament, and it's made out of plastic. And the extruder gets really hot, like over 200 degrees Fahrenheit hot. And it melts this filament into the shape that the nozzle is printing, and it turns it into magic. It really is kind of like magic. Let me show you some of the things we've 3D printed. Oh, I should show you the lightsaber. Let's do the lightsaber and the Death Star, because those kind of make a nice combo. This is cool. So the Death Star, I made this one, and we've got a tutorial on our YouTube channel, which I hope you subscribe to our SMS Technology YouTube channel. You can see the tutorial on how to make this in Tinkercad. That's pretty cool. So the Death Star is nice, but you shouldn't really have a Death Star without first having a lightsaber. This is a very nice lightsaber that one of my 8th graders printed last year, and she made this thing from scratch in Tinkercad, and oh, it's just so cool. I love it. I think lightsabers are one of the nicest things you can make with a 3D printer. But you can also make things like, let's see what else we've got over here on my desk. Let's do the food theme. We did Star Wars theme. Now let's do food. If you want to eat a really healthy snack, you could eat this apple. Kind of looks like a tomato, but it's supposed to be an apple. But then if you want some dessert after that, then you could eat this Oreo cookie, which is really nice. We used black filament to make the Oreo cookie, and then we painted the stuffing with white paint. Oh, is anybody hungry? Am I making you hungry? I'm making myself hungry. By the way, before I forget, I want to give a special shout out to our all virtual students. That would be you, Jacob, and you, Samantha, and you, Sunday. If you are watching, thank you for watching. You are our all virtual students, and I have not forgotten you. Cool. Well, let's see how we're doing with the 3D printer. How much time is left? Ooh, down to the last minute on this pawn. I think we're going to make it. I think you all are going to be able to get to see this pawn finish printing. Before I forget, do any of my students want to jump up here and say, hi, Mom, or talk about any of your projects that you made in the wood shop or anything like that? Or are you guys really comfortable doing the jobs you're doing right now? You look like you're comfortable doing the jobs you're doing right now, which is important because we need a camera operator and we need a director in order to have a live stream. All right, well, let's see how the 3D printer's doing. I bet it's just about ready to finish up. Yeah, down to the last minute, and I can see the very top of this pawn is getting printed. Cool. I think that thing is almost ready to go. Look at this. Look how cool this wind turbine is. It does not spin, though. So if you want to take this to the next level, if you're thinking, man, I'm going to take technology class in 7th grade or in 8th grade, and one of the things you want to do in technology class is 3D printing. We don't get to do it in 6th grade because there's not enough time for it. But if any of you take this class in 7th grade or 8th grade, make me a turbine where it'll spin, okay? See if you can figure out how to engineer that. I'm sure there's a way to do it. You can, it's really, your imagination is the only limit on 3D printing. You could make something really cool like this longsword guy. So cool. We printed the sword as a separate piece. So there were actually two different prints that we made. One was the guy, and then the other was the sword, and then we glued them together. Glue is one of my favorite technologies. Hey, looks like it's done. It says building completed. Please wait. And the build plate is lowering to the bottom of the 3D printer. And the extruder is moving off to the side now. And I think it's going to play us a little song. Oh, I love that song. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm going to power it off. We're going to take the build plate out. Let's see what we've got. It's kind of like getting something out of the microwave, right? You know, it goes for a few minutes, then the microwave shuts off, and then you take out. Don't eat this, though, okay? Because PLA plastic is slightly toxic if you eat it, perhaps. So we don't want to eat it or drink out of it. But let's see if we can get the pawn off the build plate. We use a special kind of build tape so that we can get things off without too much trouble. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's peeling off. You got to be careful. We're going to peel it off the build plate and take a look at that. There's our pawn. I'm going to have a whole chess set here pretty soon. And then we're going to build ourselves a chessboard over in the wood shop. But yeah, very cool. Might have a little bit of sanding to do to take away some of these rough edges. But there it is. There's our pawn. Cool. Well, that's really everything that I wanted to say today. I wanted to show off the 3D printer and encourage you to take my class next year. And that's really everything I had to talk about. So I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you later.